Oh, yes. Yes.
Hey guys, welcome to Podcast First Play episode 26. I'm Cal, and as always joining me is a man who was actually Mark Hamill's hand double in The Empire Strikes Back. It's the one and only Dan.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. You sound awfully good.
I do. A very generous young gentleman by the name of Dan purchased me a brand new microphone.
Pretty good.
It's very good. It's very sleek and very sexy.
Just like me.
Just like it. It's actually just a audio version of yourself, Dan.
Ah, yeah.
It's brilliant. But to go with the news that I have a new microphone, how would you like some more news?
I'll have some good news.
Well, just so happens I have some news for you.
Excellent.
The Pokemon Company has revealed Pokken Tournament, which is a new fighting game starring its infamous creatures, and is being developed by Bandai Namco's Tekken team.
That is a sentence that fills me with quite a lot of dread.
Yeah, I'll be honest, the teaser trailer's not too bad.
No, I like the idea of it. MMO Pokemon, we've always said it'd always be a good idea. It's something that should happen at some point. But the Tekken people...
Yeah, it's basically just going to be Tekken with
I'd rather
Pokemon.
Square Enix get involved, to be honest, and do it, because they're
Kingdom
much better.
Hearts.
Exactly, yeah, they're much better at this sort of thing.
But yeah, it's basically just going to be a fighting game by the looks of it and the sounds of it.
Yeah, as long as they don't take their Tekken style and put it on, so it's all, it's just crazy and over the top, but not in a logical over the top. It's just bizarre, and everything moves without actually moving. It's sort of like perpetual motion fighting. It's really awkward and disjointed. So as long as they keep it to the same sort of, if it wants to be a full-on battle where they actually get involved and wrestle about and stuff, that'd be great. That'd be a really cool addition. But if it's just, if it's just pow, and then like a 10 billion combo.
Yeah, the trailer they've showed is Lucario versus Machamp. Obviously, Machamp's got his 6 arms.
3.
And
No, 4.
4. No, yeah, 2's got 2 on each. Sorry, he's got 4 arms, flailing around everywhere. Lucario's pulling off loads of power moves and stuff. And it doesn't look too bad, but it's there's no news of whether it's actually going to come out over here at the moment. It's just going to be limited Japanese arcades.
Yeah.
So I imagine if it picks up really well, then we might see a release.
With many sort of arcade games that are really popular, they're always a console port, but it doesn't necessarily reflect it. It could be better on a console. It could be,
I doubt it.
Well, that's the thing. It's never exactly got a good history with a port from an arcade machine to a console. But I see this as very much something the Japanese will be very proud of, and they'd want to keep sort of. I think they'd get it a lot more than someone like me would.
Yeah. It's worth keeping an eye on, but I'll probably forget about it by the end of the podcast, to be honest. Moving on, as if you all are fans of Arrow, which we are. You'll probably shit a brick when, obviously, it was revealed Ra's al Ghul would be the new villain of Season 3. Well, Liam Neeson is reprising his role as Ra's al Ghul in Arrow.
I'll stop you there. Ra's al Ghul is an Arrow.
Yep. I'm assuming you didn't know that. Oh.
No, I didn't.
Well, some more news. Ra's al Ghul will be the villain in Arrow.
Well, fuck, way to step it up and bring an A-lister in. Christ almighty.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping...
Sorry, not as in Liam Neeson, but Liam Neeson as well would certainly be an A-lister.
He's also not actually reprising his role.
Of course he's not.
In an interview, though, with MTV, he was asked about if he would do the role, and he said, well, I haven't been asked. I haven't at all. But I would in a heartbeat if they asked me.
Bollocks. I'm sorry, but there's absolutely no way that someone so famous with, and did a character, the character wasn't written well in the Batman films, let's be granted. But he still did a hell of a good job on it. I always assume that when it comes to casting things, like when they had say if there was Lex Luthor in, Smallville and all that sort of stuff, I always just logically think the first people they get in contact with is the people that have already made their character famous on the big screen. So they'd say, just so you know, we're making a TV version of whatever the film is, you know, or there's an adaptation or a part of the universe or whatever it is. We're now making a TV series. You're big and famous in the film, and you bring that out quite well. Would you like to be? And then their agent goes, no, you wouldn't be able to pay enough that the film would. Blah blah blah. Thanks anyway, but you know. So the fact that they'd write in the character of Ra's al Ghul and just think, nah, he wouldn't be interested. Yeah, we'll just sort of leave that. I'd assume they'd just send him an email or something just saying, we're just putting the character in, you're really popular at the moment, and especially for that role, do you want to have a, even just a cameo? I mean, like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., that they always mention the other Avengers and stuff. But I'm pretty much sure that they would have at least emailed the agents for all the guys who play the Avengers and said, do you want a cameo? We can't really pay you that much, but you can, if you like the franchise and you want to sort of keep face with it.
Well, to be honest, I don't know the actual technical details of it, but obviously a actor/actress gets paid on obviously how big the role is. So, seeing as he would be a supporting character, obviously wouldn't get paid as much as if he was starring in a TV show. So, I think they could afford him, because he's obviously not going to be in it for the whole series anyway.
Of course not, no.
So, it'd probably be just a couple of episodes.
Yeah.
And if he said he'd do it, then obviously...
Now they've got no reason not to.
Exactly, yeah.
I mean, if they just pay him whatever they were going to pay whoever was going to play him anyway, if he's not happy with that, then they just revert back to whoever they were going to get. But if he says, I really like the character, I love the story, I don't know much about Liam Neeson, I don't know if he's a big, comic book fan and all that sort of stuff. But on the assumption that he is, like if it was me and I'd done something and they said, this character that you played in this film, we're actually putting the same character in a TV spin-off, would you like to get involved? If I was a fan of the film, or if I liked it, or if it was well received, then what could possibly go wrong with putting yourself in there? As long as it was, a TV show in whatever it was that was selling quite well. You get paid for a start, which is good. You wouldn't have to bother with auditioning. I'm sure he's skin at the moment. So, but I'd be straight in for that. I'd say, absolutely. If it's something I actually enjoy doing, then yeah.
The only problem I've got with it is the continuity that's going to obviously arise with having the same Ra's al Ghul from Batman. Because, where was Arrow during the events of The Dark Knight Rises and...
On the island.
All that shit.
Sort of.
Well, yeah, obviously because he was on the island. But then, why is Ra's al Ghul floating about Gotham?
Or maybe he's gone to Starling City for the exact same reason he went to Gotham in the first place. But he failed with Gotham and he can't get through Gotham because Batman's there. So he's come to Starling City.
He'll be going to Starling City because of Malcolm Merlyn. That's why he'll be going into Starling City.
What, that secret society cult thing?
Yeah, League of Shadows.
Yeah. No, there was the list of the people. The ones that were going to blow up the Narrow.
Oh, yeah.
And
possibly might be to do with that.
Maybe, I don't know.
I don't know. I don't want them to linger on that too much, to be fair.
It was very much a season 1 thing.
Yeah, been and done.
But yeah, it's a nice thought. I'd certainly like to see Liam Neeson pop up in something. It would certainly be the first time a really big star has actually popped up to reprise the same character role from a film that's already really successful. It's not as if it's like a film that's just died on its arse.
There probably is a few. The only one that springs to mind, and it's not really reprising a role, was Christopher Reeves.
I knew you were going to say that. I knew you were going to say it, but obviously he wasn't. Well,
he wasn't
done anyway. But
yeah,
he wasn't playing the same role that he was cast in the Superman film.
No. But it was a nice little nod.
Agreed. Yeah.
And I imagine that cost quite a bit of money as well. To be fair.
I don't know. I mean, they plugged his charity quite a lot, so I reckon that was part of it.
Possibly. I don't know. But anyway, moving on.
Yes.
Grand Theft Auto 5 is getting updated soundtracks for the new versions. Way.
Possibly one of the only flaws that I had with Grand Theft Auto 5 was the track list wasn't particularly spectacular. Right. And it's something that I have seen on a few other reviewers as well, and they've said, it's missing quite a lot of metal, and you didn't seem to play for that long before you kept on hearing the same tracks repeated over and over. So that's a welcome change.
You say that, Dan, but British model and host of the fictional GTA 5 radio station Non-Stop Pop is back in the studio with Rockstar updating the audio for the upcoming versions of the game. So probably not any more metal.
Probably not, but I actually the show that she hosted was always really funny.
Yeah, it was quite funny.
So yeah, I'd quite like to see some more of that. So yeah, just more content into the soundtrack. I mean, although they're obviously going to be updating the graphics and the online will be a bit more fleshed out to cater for PC users. There's not a huge amount they actually need to change with it. So at least they're just picking up on the small things. More songs on the radio stations. Because I mean, there's plenty of radio stations with loads of different types of music. But the trouble is, though, there's not as many songs for each of the radio stations, which means that you do repeat along quite a lot. So yeah, that's another welcome change.
I would actually rather they add a lot more songs and like the chat shows that are on the radios and the TV channels and stuff. I'd rather have more of that than better graphics, because it wasn't exactly a bad looking game and it's less than a year old. So
that's true, but people will expect a lot more from the PC one. I mean, they don't just want to see a slightly polished version of the one they had on the 360. They want something that'll blow them away.
It's not going to blow them away.
Well, when you
no way will
add all the extra updates and stuff onto Watch Dogs and get that looking as good as it should, it's pretty fucking good looking.
Doesn't blow you away though, does it?
Well, there's only a few games that have ever done that, to be honest. But, I mean, the first time I played GTA, I was just like, I can't believe this is so big, it's so bright, colourful, and there's so much going on, and the world's alive.
See, I didn't think for 1 second, when I played The Last of Us for the first time, even Uncharted 2, when I played that for the first time, and I was, oh my god, this looks amazing. GTA 5, it looked decent. I didn't sit there and just like, fucking hell, the graphics are amazing on this.
True, but again, it's quality versus quantity. Last of Us will last you sort of 15 hours or so.
I still prefer, I said it before, I said it again, I still prefer Last of Us to GTA.
Yeah, but
as an actual game.
Yeah, as a game, as a story, it's much better. I don't think anyone can really disagree with that. But for what you actually get for what you pay, and then more with the online and everything as well, GTA is still better. It always will be.
See, I don't know. I still haven't finished GTA, and I actually played Last of Us again today.
Well, see, I think that just says your opinion on it then, really, rather than...
Oh, it is. Like, I'm not saying everyone who prefers GTA is wrong.
No, of course. Well, I mean, obviously, I completed GTA within a couple of days of it coming out, and even my housemate still plays it, So it's something that you can just keep on going back to, but Last of Us just isn't there for me. I still haven't gone back and played it because I just don't feel that I've forgotten enough about it to actually get involved in it again.
Even though I still remember pretty much everything, I still pretty much welled up at the beginning.
Yeah, that's a given. I was watching Angry Joe. Angry Joe did a review of the remastered version because he didn't have a PS3, so he never got a chance to review it. And there was like a face cam thing when he was streaming, and at the start, spoiler, when Sarah gets shot and killed, he's in tears, and I was just like, oh, thank God it's not just me. Fuck.
But that just shows how I still rate Naughty Dog massively. They are wizards, and Dan is like stone. Like, not a lot really gets to Dan. But we both got Last of Us Day it came out, and I think it was about 3 minutes after I'd got past that bit, and you text me, you're like, oh my god, have you got to the bit? I was like, yeah, it's horrible. But yeah, so moving back to GTA.
It's still not, as far as I'm concerned, you can't really compare the two. I mean, one's a hyper social commentary, and the other's, an incredibly emotional, intense story. So I mean, they've both got their sort of pros and cons, but I'm still genuinely on the edge as to whether I'm just going to go fuck it and just buy GTA 5 for the PC, because I know that I'll play it more.
I know you'll buy it, if I'm honest.
I probably will. I bought Halo Spartan Assault today because it was just on offer, and then I didn't realise it was like a fucking iPad game. So that was bollocks.
You are a bit of a turd, Dan, to be honest.
It was on offer. The Halo Wars, I quite like that. I thought it'd be another version of that. Wrong.
See, this is why you should consult me, Dan.
No, I should, again, read the box.
Yeah, just don't be an idiot. But yeah, back to GTA. Obviously, the updated version of the game. It's coming to PC, PS4, and Xbox One. It promises to have more on-screen characters, better draw distances, updated visuals, in addition to the now expanded soundtracks. I'm not going to buy it until I see it for like £4.
Yeah. Well, I still don't think it would be released for $45.
Of course it will.
Not for the PC. I reckon for the PS4 X-Bone, because they're going to keep the costs up. But for the PC, I don't know. I reckon there'll be a very early sale on it.
I don't know.
Because I mean, it came out for $45 and they made $1 billion off it. I don't think they could really get the same people back on board with a newer version and still charge them the same price.
Saying that though, my friend bought Last of Us remastered PS4. He pre-ordered it, and I think he got it for like 38, 39 English pounds.
Well, yeah, considering the RRP for brand new AAA titles is 45.50. Yeah, I'd say that sounds about right. I still certainly won't pay it because that's outrageous for something I've already got. But as and when the price is right, I want to take it. Yeah, definitely.
I'm definitely going to pick up Last of Us Remastered at some point.
Yeah.
I can't justify it yet, and it's the exact same reason for GTA. Can't justify buying it yet. But I'll definitely pick them both up at some point. Probably Last of Us first, because I love it. But anyway, what have we got coming up on the channel, Dan?
We've got some new cool things. Space Engineers. We've been playing a lot of Space Engineers.
Fucking brilliant.
Been building some stuff, so we've got some cool. There's going to be a trailer coming up for Space Engineers before we actually put any content out. So yeah, we've got some Space Engineers. We're going to be going back to DayZ. We've got some Minecraft updates to do. We've been working a bit more on Bombay's Prime. What else we got?
We've got some more Pokemon.
Oh yeah.
Will we actually get to and past the first gym leader? Who knows?
Whoever knows. Who the fuck even knows?
Probably not. I can't actually remember what we got up to on. Oh, we've got Cool Sluts now.
Yep.
I'm going to do some more Stomping Land after the shit tip that was the teaser video. I got a new reel coming up, which has got quite an eclectic mix of various games.
Yep.
And I think that's all we've got planned.
We've got some Star Wars, The Old Republic.
Oh yeah, we have got some Old Republic we've been doing.
Yeah, at the moment we're not going to do it from scratch because, quite frankly, there's a lot of pissing about on the tutorial that I didn't really like when I was playing it. So I just don't think it's quite as interesting or sort of funny as, when you actually get into the real world and then you're just sort of milling about on a space station and then a level 35 Jedi just nips around the corner. You just shit your pants immediately. So that should be good. So as and when we get out of the tutorial phase, we'll be doing a bit of that. And I'm also trying to get Cal to download Star Trek Online as well, so I can teach him the ways of the Trek.
Yeah, still working on that.
Well, they've actually increased the cap as well, which means that I've actually got a point to play it rather than just showing off.
Oh, right. So that still means nothing for me.
Well, it's level 50 is the cap for most sort of MMOs and things, but they're actually raising that to 60, which means that all the sort of missions and things I'm doing now is not necessarily just for the fact of doing them. I've actually got an experience reason to do them again. So, yeah, that hasn't actually been launched yet, but that again should be within the next month or so. And sticking with Star Trek Destination 3 in London, October the 3rd. I'll be there. Only 4 weeks away. I can't believe it. It's going to be great. Expect pictures. It's going to be good.
Well, actually, speaking of conventions and shit, we're sending James to something.
Hooray!
Eurogamers Expo.
Ah, lovely.
So he's gonna do some videos and shit for that. I'm a fuck. Management can pay for that.
All right, okay. We'll get the accountant on the line.
To be fair, it's like 60 quid for the weekend, so
that's pretty good.
You can swindle that.
Yeah.
We've got a new Octodad video with Chris, who played PT.
That was a good video, like that.
So we'll be playing that this week.
Excellent. I've also been speaking to a chap called Eric, who works for Bluepix, in regards to a really cool Bomberman kind of spin-off. No, it's not a spin-off.
It's not a spin-off, you can't say that.
No, sorry. It's kind of based around, it's sort of an homage to Bomberman called Chibi Bomber, which is a French game. And I've been in talks with him. We've been trying to get the online work in. So he's a really cool guy. So if he does actually listen to this, hello, Eric. Hello.
Hello, Eric.
So we'll be doing a video on that as and when we get it working, because it's still an alpha at the moment, but it looks pretty cool, and I really can't wait to get some filming done for it. So yeah, looking forward to that one as well.
And I think that's about it.
Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah.
So, in the spirit of Arrow, Dan, we have failed this city.
You have failed this city.
I have failed this city.
You have failed this city.
They have failed this city.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, we're gonna go and do some Space Engineers.
Absolutely.
So, have a nice weekend. Yes. And we shall see you next time. Say goodbye, Dan.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh, yes.